A Day in Egypt's Future Capital by Alice Phillips. Morning departure from Cairo. The sun was barely up over Cairo when I met my guide and driver for what would become one of the most unexpectedly inspiring days of my travels. As someone who's wandered through ruins and temples older than time itself, I was incredibly curious. What does the future of Egypt look like? With the city slowly waking behind us, we set off toward the new administrative capital. The journey felt like a cinematic transition, the buzz of Cairo fading into vast open spaces, and eventually a sleek skyline rising from the desert, like a mirage. Al-Fattah Al-Aleem Mosque. Our first stop was the Al-Fattah Al-Aleem Mosque, and wow! Imagine stepping into a space so vast and immaculate, you feel like a grain of sand in a pearl. The marble gleamed like freshly polished ice, and the soaring domes seemed to float above the earth. I took a moment, standing in the courtyard, letting the silence wrap around me. It was a silence filled with purpose. This place was not just for worship, but for vision. Inside, the golden calligraphy and intricate mosaics glowed in the soft light, and I found myself marveling at the precision and pride etched into every corner. The Cathedral of the Nativity of Christ. A short drive later, we arrived at the Cathedral of the Nativity of Christ, the largest church in the Middle East. If the mosque was a whisper of devotion, this cathedral was a glorious shout of unity. The coexistence of the mosque and cathedral in one civic plan moved me deeply. It felt like a message written in stone. Egypt's future belongs to all faiths. Stepping into the cathedral, I was embraced by warm wood tones, vast chandeliers, and stained glass that shimmered like colored jewels. The scent of incense lingered in the air, mixing with the faint scent of new paint and fresh marble. Proof of a dream, still unfolding. Green River Park. Next came the Green River Park. It's hard to put into words what it's like to see a green ribbon of nature cut through the sand like a painter's stroke. Palm trees, blooming flowers, families picnicking, joggers, laughter. It felt like a city that had already fast-forwarded 10 years into a cleaner, greener future. We strolled for a bit, and I found a shady bench under a tree. The air smelled of grass and sunshine. I pulled out my notebook and wrote, "This is Cairo reimagined. Governmental district and presidential palace, panoramic view." Though we couldn't enter, we made a panoramic stop at the governmental district and caught a glimpse of the presidential palace. The scale of everything was monumental. Glass, steel, and ambition standing proudly in the desert sun. My guide explained how ministries and governmental offices were being moved here, centralizing administration in a smarter, more efficient way. From the hilltop, I took a moment to soak it all in. Wide boulevards, modern architecture, and cranes still dancing in the skyline. There was a strange beauty in the incompleteness. This city was alive in its becoming. Iconic tower and business district. Our final major stop was the iconic tower, the tallest building in Africa. It pierced the sky like a silver needle, catching the sunlight in sharp angles. Even from the outside, I could feel its presence, a symbol of ambition and progress. Surrounding it, the business district hummed with construction. Tower cranes stood like metallic dinosaurs, and sleek office blocks waited for life to pour in. It was a preview of what's coming. Tech hubs, global headquarters, coffee shops where Egypt's next big ideas would be born. Summary: a quiet moment before returning. When heading back to Cairo, we stopped at a modern cafe with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the emerging skyline. I sipped mint tea while journaling, the soft clink of glass and hum of quiet conversations all around. A young couple beside me spoke in Arabic about their plans to move here. I couldn't help but smile. Egypt's future was already beginning. Summary of the day. One image etched in my memory, standing between a mosque and a cathedral. Both brand new, both massive, both magnificent. Feeling hope made real in architecture.